This is a tutorial on how to use the air conditioning lab unit A660 or HVAC machine at Utah State University. Turn on the HVAC machine using this red switch. There are a couple things to verify prior to testing to ensure that the HVAC machine is functioning properly. First, verify that the boiler water supply is properly filled with distilled water. The water level should be about 3 to 4 inches above the black water pump. Distilled water should be located below the HVAC machine. Next, verify that the wet thermometer supply tank is filled to the black line with distilled water. Next, verify that both the wet and dry thermometers are functioning properly. The wet thermometers are located on the close side of the system, with the dry thermometers being located on the far side of the system. The wet and dry temperatures are used during analysis along with a psychrometric chart to calculate the enthalpy of the system. A quick way to verify that each of the thermometers is working is to turn on the system and verify that all of the heating and cooling elements are turned off. Then, for each individual pair of thermometers, ensure that the dry thermometer is at about 20 to 25 degrees Celsius, with the wet thermometer being at about 10 to 15 degrees Celsius. If the wet thermometer is not functioning properly, ensure that the wetting sleeve is wetting up to the base of the thermometer. If this is not the case, you may need to replace the wetting sleeve. After performing proper pre-checks, you may begin experimentation. This is the fan speed control. The HVAC machine can be run at both low and high fan speeds. However, it is generally recommended to run the HVAC machine at lower fan speeds because this creates a greater difference in temperature between each individual part of the system. However, be sure to not use too low of a fan speed with many heating elements engaged, as this can oversaturate the thermometers at the end of the HVAC machine. Tune the fan speed to meet your experiment's needs. The incline manometer is used to measure pressure difference and calculate airspeed within the flow. Read the pressure difference off the center of the meniscus. The manometer is generally not accurate below 4 millimeters H2O. To avoid oversaturating the end thermometers, as previously mentioned, use an airspeed that results in a pressure difference of between 6 to 7 millimeters H2O. These are the controls for the individual heating and cooling elements of the HVAC system, including the preheaters, reheaters, water boiler heaters, and compressor. Each of these elements can be turned on individually or in pairs to modify the temperature at various points in the system. Refer to the diagram above the HVAC machine to better understand how the individual heating and cooling elements of the HVAC system work. As mentioned previously, using all the heating elements at the same time may cause the thermometers at the end of the system to overheat. Because of this, it is recommended that when using the recommended airflow speed of about 6 to 7 millimeters H2O, use only one preheater, one reheater, and one boiler heater at the same time. After turning on or off any individual heating or cooling element, it is important to allow time for the system temperature to stabilize. For the preheater and reheater, this takes about 5 minutes for heating, and for the boiler heater, this can take about 10 minutes. It takes even longer for any individual part of the system to cool down. Be sure to turn off each individual heating and cooling element, as well as the HVAC machine as a whole, when testing is completed.